Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So guys, in this video we are going to learn with the Laravel 8 REST API CRUD application. Okay, so guys, let's get started. So first let's move to our editor, and we require a fresh application of Laravel project, or else you can continue in your own Laravel project. And now guys, let us create a CRUD API. So for that we are going to insert with the products demo. Okay, so let's go to a terminal and create a model, migration, and a controller. So guys, let's PHP artisan make colon model, where model name will be product with the migration and the controller. So -MC, hit enter. So model created successfully, table also is created, controller created successfully guys. So now let's kill this terminal and let's see the model, migration, and the controller. So first let's go to our database migration, and this will be our products table. So guys, now let's create the fields which we required. So $table of string, where we will insert few data like the product name. So name will give and description and the price and the one quantity QTY. Okay, quantity. So these 4 details only we are going to take. Let's save. And now guys, second we are going to work with model. So app models product.php. Now let's initialize the table. So protected table is equal to, inside single quotes, copy a table name called products. Done. And now guys, whatever the fields you need to call over here. In protected $fillable is equal to, in array format you are going to call the fields. So these are my column fields, name, then description, then price and quantity. So description, paste, price and quantity. Done. So let's save, and now let's move to our controller and see that controller is created or not. Product controller is created. Perfect. So guys, let's migrate this table into our database first. So before that you need to check over here. So I don't have a products table inside this database, and now let's write a command to migrate that. PHP artisan migrate, hit enter. So create products table, migrating, and migrated successfully. So let's get back, refresh. Okay, you can find the product table. So let's open, and now guys, we are going to work with this as a API CRUD. So let's get back, let's close this, and yep guys. So let's create one function. So before creating function, you need to create a route. So that will call inside your function. So let's go to our routes and move to api.php. Save. Let's close this terminal. Let me just remove all this, I don't require. And now guys, let's create one route post method to insert the data. So first we will be inserting all the records. So let's tell product add, where my controller product controller class, where we have to call the store. Okay, class at store function. So let's go to our product controller. So you have import your product controller guys, and then let's go to our product controller and create a store function. Let's get back, create a public function at store, and over here you are going to take all the requests. So request $request, and then you have to call your model. So before calling, we will create a variable called product is equal to new of your product model, and import the class, import. Perfect. So class imported guys, and now let's call the fields which you have created in your database. Okay, name, description, price and quantity. So let's create that name is equal to, and whatever the request you are getting from there, that will be your name, and then the second is description. So this is my column name description, and input we will get as, we'll keep as the script shortcut, we'll keep copy the price, and this also will be price, and we'll keep this QTY and quantity, and after this I want to save it. So let's give a command to save function and return response function, where JSON format we are going to send, where tell message with the message as product added successfully, and we are going to send the status as 200, which means it is success. Okay, so before doing this we have to do validation of this. Okay, so let's create one variable called validate, or else we'll directly create that request of validate function array format, and inside this you are going to call all your input fields. So this is the name, you can give name where required and max colon 191 I want. Okay, same way you are going to copy and paste for all the input fields. So this description, price and the quantity. Save, and now guys let us test it. So let's go to a route and copy this first and go back to your Postman. So guys, we are using Postman to test this API, Laravel CRUD. So let's create with that request over here. We are going to post the data. So let's click on post and paste the URL. So you're not going to use this URL, you have to use your local server host. Okay, so which is over here. So this is the localhost colon 8000. Let's get back from your executed path, localhost, get back and paste / add API, then product, and then add. Okay, and now let's go to the headers. So we are going to insert the form. So for that you have to accept the JSON application /JSON body, click on form data. So only two changes, one is in header and inside form data, inside body your form data you have to select, and then pass your input fields. So what are the input fields you have to see? Let's get back to our controller. So guys, these are the input fields, that means requests. So let's copy this name, paste over here, and the value we are going to give for product name as mobile, and the next one is description, paste description. This is a mobile description, and now let's get back the price. So we'll give one 12,000, and then quantity QTY we will give null. Okay, we don't want to store anything. Why we are doing like this means we want to check that the output of it. So let's send the request. You have to choose with the post method with this URL. Let's send. Okay, so guys, you can see that the quantity field is required, right? So if you remove this also, price, and send the request, you can see price and quantity fields are required. So same way you are going to get, and let's add this 20 quantity, and now let's save that. Let's send the request. Cool, product added successfully, and the status which you can see is 200 over here. Perfect. So let's go to our database and browse the products table. So you can see guys, we have successfully inserted this data into our database using Postman. So now let's insert another data. Let's add laptop, and this is laptop description, and we'll keep this as 45,000, quantity 20, and let's send this again. Sending request. So the status is again product added successfully. So let's see guys in our DB, refresh. Cool. So you can see that data is added. So guys, now we are going to start with fetch the inserted data from our database using Postman. So guys, let's get started. So first let's move to our editor and let's go to the route for api.php. Let's go over here and create one simple route for the fetching of the products. So route : get function, where you are going to type products with the controller. So my controller is product controller : class, where I am going to create a index function in this product controller. So let's go to this controller and create one index function. So let's get back to our controller, and now guys, as simple, let's create one public function with the name index, and let's create one variable called product is equal to your model product all function. Okay, so this product is nothing but your model. So this is your model, which is called imported the class of this at the top. So now let's pass this variable into the JSON response. Return a response function in JSON format, where array of your, I'm going to create a products variable where passing all your products this. Okay, so this product variable is passed in an another array. So after this, if it's success, means we have to send a 200. So this means status is successful, everything is working fine. So now guys, let's try to access this records. So let's go to our API and copy this route and make sure your project is started. And now guys, let's copy this path, Control A and C. Let's go to a Postman and create a route. So let's create one new request, paste, and keep this as get method, the route you have created products. So let's copy that and paste. And now guys, after pasting this route, you need to send that API / because we are inside the API, right? So let's click this over here, and now let's send the request. Send. Perfect. So guys, you can see the output over here. Let me just take it top. So this is the ID1 with the products variable. So this is coming because of this passing variable called products over here. So this, inside this, you have having multiple data. Let me just show that. So inside this product, we have ID1 and then ID2, and let's add one more data. So this we have seen in part 1. So guys, please watch out the previous video, part 1, and see. Let me add camera. So this is camera description. Let's keep as 35, 15. Let's send. So product added successfully. Let's get and see the record. So we have only 1 and 2. Okay, so now let's fetch once again, so we can see the third data, which is camera. So 1, 2, and the third ID, which you can see camera. Perfect. So guys, we have successfully fetched the data in our Laravel API CRUD. Okay, so this was the third data which we have added. So these 3 data which we have fetched over here. So guys, now we will fetch these records one by one. So we have fetched all the records directly, right? So ID 1, 2, 3 all at once we have fetched. Now let us try to get the data by its ID, single data we are going to get. So let's go to our editor, and yep guys, so let's copy this and paste below, and over here we will tell show function. Okay, and over here find, you are going to add that find and send the ID over here. So this ID you will get from your show function. And now let's create a route for this show. So let's get back to our API, route : get function, and inside this you are going to tell show like product / the ID. Okay, show, and then your controller. So my controller is product controller, where class and inside show function. So this is the functions. Copy this and paste over here. As simple, guys. So we are just sending one ID from this. Okay, and now let's get back. Let's copy this and go back to our Postman. Let's create one request. So let's add this and let's copy this same path and paste over here with the get method, and just change few things over here as per your requirement. So it is product ID and then show. Okay, so / ID. So I want to get first ID and then show. Simple set, guys. And now let's try to send the request. Let's send. Cool. So you can see, guys, we have successfully fetched the single data also, and let's try to access the second ID. So you can find that second ID, laptop details. Okay, now let us find some extra IDs. Like we have total number of records, you can see 3 data are there. Let's access fifth data, ID number 5. Let's see what happened now. You can see the product is null. Okay, but in some case if you go in front end, that time it shows error. So for this, let's pass the message over here. Let's get back to our product controller and create one simple if condition. So if this product of it is there, means it will take the value, else you can send the message as no record found or no product found. Okay, and this will be when nothing is found, you say as 404 error. So let's save, guys, and let's search with that wrong ID. So we don't have this existing ID, and now let's see the status over here. Find, no product found, and the status you can see which we have set to 404. Let's try to change this to 1, send, and you can see data is found and the status is 200. Okay, so guys, we have successfully completed that, how to fetch the record and show the record by single also by its ID. And yep, guys, and now guys, where we are going to do about how to update the data using put method or post method. So guys, let's get started. So first let's move to our editor and create a route for it. So guys, let's begin with that. So first create a route with the put method, where product / your ID / update. So whatever we send over here, and then call your product controller. So product controller : class, and move to your function called update. So let's copy this and create one function inside your product controller. Let's get back. Let's get below over here. As simple, guys, let's create one public function, update function, and inside this update we are going to get the request. So for that you need to call this request $request, and we are getting the ID also from here in your API route. So this ID passing over here, done. And now let's validate that first, all the input fields. So let us copy from top itself whatever we are going to do. We'll be doing in this. So guys, this is to validate if any fields are empty or null. So that time it will return the error. If not, If everything is fine, then move to your product model and search with the ID. So if any specific ID is sent over here, 1 or 2 or 3, it is sent, then it will find that and keep inside this variable called product. And then we are going to update with the same thing and just make a few change over here, update. Okay, update function. Through that we are going to update. So guys, what in case if the ID is not sent, like only 3-day records are there, you are going to enter ID number 10. So for that case, let's give if else condition. Let's paste over here, else, copy this variable product and send inside this. So if the product is found, then you are going to update the data. If it's not found, then you are going to show the message as no product found. Okay, and this will be your 404 error, because something is not found means 404 only. So let's save, and now guys, we will test it. So make sure your project is started, and yep guys, so let's copy this URL and go back to the Postman, and let's create one new request over here for updating the data. Let's paste over here, and we are going to use put method. Okay, so let's call this put. So let's see in the API you have given put. Okay, so this put and your put should match. And now guys, we are doing API, so API slash and then your path name. So let's copy this and paste, and let's remove this extra curly braces ID, and we are going to pass with ID number 1. Okay, so first method we are going to see from the headers. Click on headers and add the except. That will be application/JSON. Okay, and then go to your body. You can insert the data from this form tag also to update the data, but we are going to use put method. So for that, let's move on the raw. So we will see first method over here. So we will check in JSON format. And now guys, let's double quotes inside this and call your input fields name. So these are my input fields name, copy, paste, colon, and your value. So value here will give my name only. I'm going to give with Prakash, give comma, and then the description, descript, copy and paste, colon, I am developer. Okay, let me just make this little down. And the third, the price, which we are going to see the input field, price, colon, whatever price, let's give 100 or 1000, and then final is QTY quantity, which will be 10. And now guys, let us update this. So when you send the request, that time it should update. So before updating with this ID number 1, let us see our database. So you can see that ID number 1 data is mobile, and this is the description. Okay, so guys, now let's get back to our Postman and let's send the request. Send. Perfect. So product updated. Okay, we didn't change the message. Let's change the message over here. Updated. Save. Get back. Let's send the request once again. Cool. So product updated successfully. And now guys, let us go to our database and browse once again and see the output. Cool. So you can see that with Prakash name has come. I'm a developer. So let's update this in second method. Okay, so this was by the raw data, and now guys, let us use the same URL and let us update the data in another method. So let me just remove all this, and we have to select this none now. Okay, or else we cannot update with the second method. So let's select with none, and let's get back to the param. Okay, and now let's add the fields. So your name, description, descript, price and quantity. So these fields just add with this Postman. So now let's add the first name. So same way you are going to fill out with this. So guys, I have just added with this, and now let us update with new record. Okay, so guys, you can see with Prakash I am a developer, data is there, right? So let's change this now. Over here, let's give send the request. Perfect, we have got the correct response. Product updated successfully. Let me just change over here some extra ID. You can see no product found. Cool. So now let's keep it one only as it was, and let's browse this. Perfect. So guys, our data is updated using put method using Postman. So guys, we have seen two type of updating the data. One is by param and one is by raw data in your body. And now guys, we are going to update the third part by using form data. Okay, so let's remove all these params we don't require now. So let's just remove all this and get back to your body and click on form data, and header should be except as application/JSON. So let's get back to our form data, and over here you are going to change as post method. So we are going to update, but we'll be using post method. Okay, let's get back to our route api.php. So for reference, let us keep like this only and comment it, and let's uncomment below, copy and paste, and change this to post. As simple, there is no change, just you have need to make it post request. Let's get back, and yep guys, so call your input fields name, bottle, and description. So let's copy that spelling description, paste. This is a bottle, and then price 30 rupees, and the quantity is QTY 60. And now let's update this. So let's send the request, send. Perfect, so product updated successfully. And now let us test guys once again. Browse. Perfect, so you can see that bottle and this bottle. So guys, we have successfully completed with how to update the record in REST API in Laravel 8. So guys, now let us delete the record from our database. So let's get back to our editor, and let's go to our api.php and create a route. So route : I'm going to use delete method to delete the record. Just create a route called product / then send the ID inside this, and what kind of data you are sending, product of delete. Okay, and call your controllers product controller : class of destroy. Okay, so let's copy this and create a function inside this product controller public function destroy. And as simple guys, first let's create a variable called product is equal to then your model product model : find function where you are going to find the ID. So what kind of ID you are getting inside this, you'll get from here. Okay, so this destroy function where ID sent from your API route. So this is your route for the delete. Okay, and let's get back over here. So once it's sent, that time you need to check first if the ID exists or not. So if ID is found inside this model, then you will be insert this and create a product variable. So not create, just copy from here and use the delete function to delete the row. So after deleting the row, let's pass the method session. So message over here product deleted successfully, else you can tell same message you're going to paste, product not found. As simple guys. So now let's save and get back to api.php, and let's call this path. Okay, call this path, Get back, let's request for a new request and use the method to delete. And yep guys, let's copy that path. So before copying this, copy the URL, paste API /, and then your this path, copy and paste. And instead of this ID open curly brace, just remove that and add 3 over here. Okay, so this is 3. So before deleting that, let me add some unwanted. I have added 6 now. Let's see in our database, we have only total 3 records. Let's click to send. No product found. Okay, now let's ID 3. Let's send the request. Let's see what happens. Product deleted successfully. We have got the message. And let's see in our database first. Browse. Cool. So the third data is deleted, guys. So guys, we have successfully completed with how to edit and update and then delete the data in Laravel 8 REST API CRUD application. So guys, now we are going to secure this CRUD application with the Laravel Sanctum. So this is nothing but your authentication thing. So guys, let's see the demo. So as you can see, we are going to fetch the products and this is the output, guys, and there is no login or register thing inside this. We can directly get that. So let me just show you the code with that. Over here you can see, guys, these are the routes. I want to give this routes as authenticated, so until and unless he logs in, he should not be able to access that things. Okay, so guys, let's get started with that. So first let's move back to our Laravel documentation with the 8 version. We are on that. So now let's move to this package, and under that package you can find the Sanctum. Perfect. So click on Laravel Sanctum, and then guys, let's go below to install this. So for the installation, copy this and open your terminal. Paste and hit enter. So let's just wait to finish with this. So guys, our Laravel Sanctum package is installed, and now let us minimize with this and let's go to our doc again and follow this next step. So let's copy this and let's paste that. Hit enter. Everything is published over here. That is your migration and the database, everything. Let's get back, and now we have to give PHP artisan migrate. So before giving migrate, you have to check your authentication. Is that UI auth, so login and registration system is created or not? So I'll just show you. So right now I have already installed over here. So login, you should be able to see this login.php file. Okay, so login form, and then install with this Sanctum. Okay, and now guys, let us migrate this. Copy, paste and hit enter. So migration created successfully, guys. You can see personal access token is created for the Sanctum. Let's get back again, and we have to do some changes in our kernel.php file. So let's copy this first line. These 2 lines are already present. So let's see. Let's go to app http kernel.php. Done. Let's kill this terminal. We don't require now. Okay, so let's go to this API. So api.php, these 2 things are there. We need to copy this first. Let's copy, or else if you're getting doubt, so let's copy full and just paste over here. That's it. Save. Let's close this file, get back, and then guys, main concept starts over here. We are not going to use all this. We are going to check with API token authentication. So for this, you need to over here issuing the API tokens. Whenever you're using Sanctum, that time you have to use this has API token. So let's copy this and go inside our model app model user.php model. So over here you need to add, give comma and give space and import the class of this has API. So let's copy from here itself, copy and paste. So this is a has token API, all set. And now let's go below and create a route for this. So this is the route. You can see with this protecting routes. Okay, until and unless you are logged in, that time you cannot access the route. So let's copy this route, go back and move to your api.php file. So let's comment this. This is old api.php code. Let's leave below and paste over here with the new one. As simple guys, we don't require this get user and all. Let's comment this also and create our group middleware route : group middleware, where this is the auth sanctum. We are going to copy and paste over here, and let's remove this second one. We don't require, so we are going to set, and all the routes whichever you want you can paste inside this. So for example, we are going to take all these routes which we have created in previous part 3 videos. You can watch out the videos, link in description. Let's paste over here. Cool. So let's remove this, we don't require. Perfect. So guys, you can see that auth of Sanctum it is given. So now let's try to access this data using your Postman. And over here now let's send this request of your products. Okay, so this product, your URL. So make sure you have started your project, started your development server at the local host. So copy this and paste that path, API/product. Let's send the request now using get method. We are using a get method get. You can see the message unauthenticated. Why? You have to send the headers over here first. Okay, so accept headers only and then send the JSON. At that time you will get this message as unauthenticated. Perfect. Or else if you don't send this, let us see what happens. Okay, so you can see some HTML input, right? Let me just show you the preview of this. You can see this login form is given, but we don't require this login form. So for that sake, we are going to send the accept only application/JSON. So now let us see. Cool. So guys, we are getting unauthenticated, and now let's begin with registering and then logging with the authentication and then get the data. So let's get back to our editor. So guys, now let's create a controller for that register and login system for this API for the Sanctum. So guys, let's create one path called route : post call register, and the controller name you're going to call auth controller : class at register function. So guys, we have to create one controller called auth controller. So we will create this inside one API folder. So let's open your terminal and create one controller. So php artisan make : controller, where inside my API folder /auth controller. Hit enter. So controller created successfully. Let's go inside app http controller API folder. Okay, so inside this API folder we are going to auth controller just be created. As simple guys. Now let's kill this terminal and let's create one function called register. So public function register function name. So this register is copied from here, copy and paste over here. Okay, done. And now guys, we need to import this auth controller class. So let's right click and import the class. You can see that this is the path. Done. And now let's move to this register. Over here you are going to get all the requests, like whatever the input fields you are going to get. And first guys, we are going to validate. So let's create one variable called data is equal to $request of your validate function, and inside this function you are going to pass. And now let me just zoom that, and let's take this name first. So where you are going to give the name as, this will be the required, it will be a string, and max we are going to give 191. And now next field we are going to give that email, which will be required and string and max of 121. And one more thing which we are going to give, that unique thing, UNIQUE colon from the users table. So this users table is nothing but your this table. Okay, so inside your database users table. So let's copy that and paste over here, and which inside that user table I'm going to email column. Okay, and let's change this from string to email because we are going to validate as email, not string. Save. And now guys, we will create the password option, password, where we are going to tell this as required or string. Done. Once it's validated, then we are going to create or register the users. So let's create one variable called user is equal to call your user model. So from where you're going to call this user model. Let me just show you, app models user.php. So this model you're going to call and create function with array. You're going to pass all the input fields. So that is nothing but the same data, name of your data, whatever you have validated, all this we have stored over here, right? So this input field of data, from this you are going to take this name. Done, comma, and same way you are going to call the other fields also, so which is email. So these are nothing but your database column names. I'll just show you. So these fields are your database column names. So let me just show that. Let's open this user table. Okay, so you can find that name is there and email is there. Okay, and then password over here. So let's get back. As simple guys, and now we are going to change this password directly to bicrypt that. Okay, so let's use hash make, where direct data of password. So let's import this class, import hash is imported over here. Perfect. And now guys, once it's done, we have to send the data, whatever the response you are getting. So before that, we have to create a token. Once you register over here, so that time we need one token to send over here. Okay, so for that, let's create the token. $token is equal to, how are you going to create the token? Let me just show you that inside the doc. We saw that above. Okay, so here is one method to create the token. So let's copy this and paste. Now we are not going to take the request, we are going to take the user detail and remove this user function, and then just create the token and request of input the token name. We are not going to send any data, we will directly create over here. So for example, Funda project token. Save. So this will be my Funda token, and then you can keep this in a plain text, as you can see over here, given as a plain text. Okay, so let's take this. Done. And now guys, let us return this. So guys, now before sending this, let's take this user and the token in one array. So let's create one variable called response is equal to, and create the array. Inside single quote, this will be your user data, $user variable, comma, and then your token. So let's copy this token and send that of your token variable. Done. And now let's return this. So return and response. Take this variable called response and paste and send the 201 request. So this 201 means that it has created something and it is successful. So guys, now let's save this and let's test. So let's unminimize. Okay, let's go to our Postman and create one new request. So let's select with the post method and call the URL. So let me just copy from here. So my artisan is already served. Let's paste and give /API and / and then call your API route, that is register. So we are out of this. Paste, and now guys, let's go to our headers and give accept application /JSON, and then move to your body, select with the form data and give same input field names. So that is name, Funda project API, and the second value is email. Let me just make this small, funda@gmail.com. Third is password, which we are going to tell 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and let's send the request. Sending request. Perfect. So we can see that guys, the data has come with the user details, whatever we have created, that Funda project API, the email and the token. So by using this token, we are going to access our protected routes. Okay, so let's copy this and keep paste. So let's keep over here, and now guys, let's get back, create a new request, and now access your routes. So it is already given over here. Okay, so for this, let's copy this product and create the route first. Copy this URL, paste API / your products. Done. And now using get method, send request. Okay, give that accept application /JSON, send request. You can see unauthorized because it's not given the token. So now let's go to authorization and select over here the bearer token. Done. And let me just close this. Now token option has come. Let's copy the token which we have just copied and paste over here. Let's send the request. Cool. So guys, we have successfully fetched all the data using our token. So guys, now let's try to add one more data using this token. So let's go to our post, and over here guys, let me just move. So this is my products table, and you can see that 2 records is there right now. Let's add one extra record, which is over here camera, and this is my route, and we are going to use header accept application and then send the body over here. And now let's see the route. What is this kind of route? Let's go, and inside we have given inside the auth sanctum that add product add. Okay, so now let us send this directly. Send the request. You can see unauthorized because we have not given the authorization. So let's go to authorization and give the bearer token and then send the token over here, whichever you have copied. Okay, as simple, and paste over here. Now let's try to send this request for adding the data. Okay, product added successfully. So guys, now let's get back to browse, and you can see that camera is added. Okay, so guys, we have successfully seen how to make this Laravel 8 API CRUD application with authentication. So unless and until it is authenticated, you cannot send or get the data in using API. So guys, now let us make a logout for this. So once if we log out, this token should be expired. Okay, so let's get started with that. So first let's move to our editor and create one logout route. So make sure that logout thing, it should be in your auth sanctum. Add that over here, route of post method, where we are going to tell log out, and inside the same controller we are going to do. So let's copy and paste and create one log out function. Copy and go to this auth controller and create one logout function. So let's move. Yep guys, so public function where logout we are going to tell, and inside this, after logging out, I want to delete that token. So this bearer token which we are sending, we have to delete this. So from where you will delete, let me just show in the doc. You have over here, let's move. Okay, so this is the data guys. So let's copy this and paste back. So this $user is nothing but it's authenticated one, but we are not going to fetch all those things over here and make long. So we will use direct Laravel auth function of user, and then we are going to take its token and delete the token. Okay, so after that, return response function where you are going to send message which is logged out successfully. Once you are done with this logged out successfully, that time it will delete. So what this is going to delete is nothing but your data from your database called personal access token. So when you register, it stores that user ID and then your project name token, and it generates some token over here. Okay, so guys, now let's this command will delete your token. Okay, so let's try this guys. So first let's get back to our api.php. Let's copy this logout, and over here you are going to call that. So let's create one request and use the post method and call the path. So where's that path? Copy, paste, API/logout, and we have to send the bearer token. Okay, so let's go to authorization, select with the bearer token, and the token which we have copied and pasted in your notepad, that token only you have to send, and then only you can log out, or else you cannot log out after sending. And now guys, let us click to send request. You can see logged out successfully, and let us see in our database the token, refresh. You can see that data is deleted. So guys, this is the logic of this. So now let's get back and let's try to access this same with the bearer token. Okay, we have already this token, right? So let's try to access that. Send request. You can see unauthenticated. Okay, because this token is not existing, it's expired. So guys, now let's make a login system, because we have registered right over here with the same funda@gmail.com. So now let's create a login for this. So let's go on the new request and let's get back to editor. So copy and paste this and create a login over here and change the function name as login. Go to your auth controller and create the login function. So public function, login function. So first we are going to validate. So let me just copy from top itself for the validation. Copy and paste. Let's remove this name. We are not going to take this name one, and send all the requests. So whatever request you are getting, $request. Let's remove this. We don't require this user of this. And then now guys, we have to create the logic over here. So let's create one variable called user is equal to call your user model scope resolution, where you're going to get the first record of it. So from where you're going to take this email. So this email is nothing but your database column field I required. So this email is coming from your DB. So from the user table, which we have this email column. Okay, so this email column we are calling over here, where you're going to call your input field value. So input field value is this dollar data of your email input. Okay, and then paste. So now guys, let's use a if else condition to check that the record is existing or the password is wrong. So let's use if else. Okay, so insert this if not $user. Okay, not symbol or your password. So not hash check, where you're going to check the password. So what password you're going to check? The input field password. So let's check this input field dollar data of password. So this input field password you're going to take, and the answer from here. If that email exists, you're going to check that from this table. You're going to get that all the records. So from here only you're going to call your password. So this is coming from your database column field. So this password, you're getting this record. If you're logging with this funda@gmail.com, you're getting the password and then checking with this over here. Okay, return response function, where you're going to assign the message as invalid credentials. Okay, and you are going to give 401 error. So it is executed, but it has some error, so we are going to tell 401. So if it is no error, if the password matches and the user also is existing, then you are going to come over here and create the token. So guys, to create token we have made in our registered time. So let's copy that same token and paste over here. So $user, so this $user of create token, here you can create with the same name, or else you can tell login. So Funda project token login with the plain token text. And now guys, let's return this. So before returning, let's create one array variable. Response is equal to, so let's send where I want to store the user detail. So this $user, I'm going to take this and store inside this. And guys, next I want to store the token. So let's create one token, and the token value you are getting from here. So let's send that response. Done. And now once it's set, you are going to tell return response function $response. You are sending this with the message 200, which means successful. Let's save. And now guys, let's go back to our Postman and create one new request. So let's click on this plus, and we are working the API / your route. So API route, it's login. So copy this login and send over here. And now guys, let's move to header, and over here give the key as accept application /JSON. Done. And let's move to body, click on form data and give the column field name email. So this email is coming from your column database user table, that is email and password. So these two fields you have to enter, email and password. So email ID and the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 we have given, and let's change this to post method. And now guys, when we send this, we have to get the user detail which user details are there and the token. So let's send the request now. Perfect. So you can see guys that user detail have come and the token also is generated over here. So now let's copy this token and keep in a notepad. Done. Now guys, we will be using this token to access the data. So let's get back where this is my API/products. So we have details over here. So let's send the request. Before that, over here authorization, this is the old one. Okay, so let's remove this, and this is the default, and now I'm going to access the data. Send request. You can see unauthenticated, we have logged in, but okay. So for this, let's copy this token variable which we have already stored. So let's copy this and get back to our products URL API and send the authorization to that bearer token and send the token over here. And now let's try to access the data of products. Send request. Cool. So you can see guys, the data has come. So when you make any mistake also in this bearer token, extra detail send, it will say unauthenticated. Okay, let me just paste, send request, set, done. And now guys, let us log out. So let's move to our logout URL. So this is my logout and the token which we have just made that. So let's copy this token and send that over in your header. Okay, so just you have to come to authorization, choose with the bearer token and send the token over here. Done. Okay, and now let's send the request and it should log out successfully. Logout, logged out successfully, and let's get back to our products URL and let's fetch this with the same token. Okay, so we generated, send. Perfect. So unauthenticated, it is telling because we have logged out from that. So guys, in this video, that's it. We have completed with how to make a login, registration and logout system with Laravel Sanctum, where we are using for the REST API CRUD application. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.